Hey folks, and welcome back to Shaggy's Car Shop. On tonight's video we're going to be doing the last bit of prep on the underside of this car, getting it ready for underbody coating. We're going to build basically its own little paint booth underneath with some plastic along the edges on the back, and then I'm going to come off the front with some plastic so that way I don't get any of that Raptor liner all over my garage. Not that it really matters, my garage is pretty dirty. But please join me on this video and I'll show you what this last little bit of stuff is going to be. So some of the last areas I got to do are up in this wheel well. Now, as what I did is behind this body filler I put a layer of seam sealer, and then just to make it a little bit less noticeable I hit it with a little bit of body filler. I have to sand that down. Again, I'm using 80 grit. I'm going to rough this area up over here and just hit it with some primer. Then down underneath from one of my earlier videos I have to rough all this up, re-primer over that where the fuel spout comes through, and again a couple of little spots. After that, over here I need to tape off this edge, and then I'm going to hit the back side of it where my outer fender and my wheel well pinch weld together. This area I'm just going to hit it with some seam sealer, and then from there it's just adding my plastic and taping it off so that way none of the underbody coating or Raptor liner, truck bed coating, whatever you want to call it, gets on the rest of my garage. So again, I'll basically be making a little paint booth with my car being the top side of the paint booth, and plastic sheeting down the side to protect everything else in the garage. Alright folks, let's get after it. Alright folks, I'm letting the paint on the underside and that wheel well dry right now. So this side I did the other day. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to tape all the way around this wheel well and just protect everything from this pinch weld on out around this way. And then furthermore, it gives me something to connect my plastic to as I go around. So let's get after that. I don't mind my tape work. It's not pretty, but it will work. So all I'm doing is going right to the edge of the wheel well and the fender. And then bringing it around to the outside. I actually think I'm going to switch to a smaller tape and then add the bigger tape to it. Just because this stuff's a little easier to work with. Alright folks, I know the tape doesn't look necessarily that pretty, but it doesn't have to be. All I'm trying to do is get a decent enough edge where I can tape my plastic to it and not have any of that overspray come out of underneath the car. So down here, inside my wheel well, the tape connects right to the tape from the underside, and those areas I taped off before, and right down that pinch weld. And that's right where the plastic will run right along there. And then it'll come up and get connected to this tape and just keep going around. And then down along here, I'll tape that off along with that bottom of the tail panel around to the other side, so it will essentially wrap this whole part of the car in plastic. So let me show you what I accomplished, or the end goal of what I accomplished the other night, and all of this and what it looks like. So from my previous video, I roughed up all of the underside of this car, and then I just hit it with a light coat of primer, just for any of those areas I might have scuffed through this EDP coating, and got it all one smooth surface. So this area is all done. Now moving on back to what I just did. So I did the same exact thing up around here where my fuel tank mounts, over here where the body vents go, inside that wheel well, same thing. It's all roughed up and hit with a nice thin coat of primer, and it'll make it so that underbody coating sticks to everything. Alright folks, that's it for tonight's video on the last little bit of that. Once I get it all taped off, I'm just going to take and run some seam sealer around the inside of those wheel wells and any of the other spots I might have missed the last time I was seam sealing. And I'm going to get this plastic hung up. I don't want to make a video on how I hang plastic. That just doesn't seem enthusiastic to me, or that anyone will watch it. So I'll bring you back on the next video. We will be getting after this underbody coating. I'll have it all ready. We'll do a quick overview of what it looks like before, and then we'll do the video of it and see how it's going to work laying on my back underneath this car. Thank you again for watching Shaggy's Car Shop, and if you want to see how I got to this point, or painted my firewall, or any of the other work I've done on this car, please search some of my other videos. I kind of lay it out for what I've done on the car. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Have a good night. Thank you.